Textify is officially on Spotify. Links in the description.
Hey, both of you. Got my morning data pull finished early. Wanted to share it before the Foundation's daily briefing cuts into the bandwidth again.
Already up? What time is it there?
Early. Couldn't sleep anyway. Kept hearing the ocean.
Same honestly. The water sounds different lately. I don't know how else to describe it.
I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, here's what I've got from the station. Southern sector is showing ice block formations earlier than the models predicted. Not by a massive margin, but early is early, and early is good.
Wait, seriously? Send me the raw coordinates on those highlighted zones.
Those blue markers are all confirmed visual or sonar verified formations, not just temperature projections, actual ice.
Harold, this aligns almost exactly with what I've been seeing on my end. My atmospheric sensors have been logging a gradual but consistent shift. The temperature gradient across the monitored regions matches your southern readings. The GFO is working.
Okay, that's actually the best thing I've heard all week. Or maybe longer.
It's not fast enough yet, though. We all know that. But the direction is right. And right now, direction is everything.
Agreed. The models always said the early phases would feel invisible. This is the first tangible confirmation we've had that the output is translating into real environmental change.
I want to be excited, and I am excited. But I also need to tell you both something. Because I've been sitting on it since last night, and I need to just say it.
What's going on?
I've been coordinating with the island cluster leads to our west. Supply chain status, resource sharing, the usual check-ins. Most of them are holding. Barely, but they are holding. Ration compliance is down because people are scared, and scared people hoard. But that's manageable.
But?
2 of the smaller islands went completely silent. No signal, no response, nothing. As of about a week ago.
Which ones?
Pelin and the one they call Grist. Neither one was large. Pelin had maybe 300 people on it. Grist was smaller, but they both had active relay stations and regular contact schedules. And then 1 week ago, nothing.
Have you reported it?
Of course. Filed it through the Foundation's Civilian Science Liaison channel. Got a response back within a few hours, actually, which surprised me.
What did they say?
That's it. That's the entire response. Aware of the disruption. Protocols active. Situation is under control.
Right.
I don't want to say it feels hollow because I know they're stretched thin. I do know that. But a form letter about 300 missing people.
300 and however many were on Grist. We don't even have a confirmed population count for Grist. The Foundation's registry was outdated.
That's the part that gets me. The registry. Half the smaller islands haven't had accurate census data in over a year. People could vanish and the numbers wouldn't even flag it for months.
Have either of you had any contact with anyone who actually lives near those 2 islands? Not just relay stations, but actual people.
One of the cluster leads, a woman called Sarah. She's on an island maybe 40 nautical miles from Pelin. She said she tried to radio Pelin herself 2 days before I reported it. Nothing. She said the silence felt wrong in a way she couldn't explain.
That's not a reassuring quote.
No, it really isn't.
Nikki, you're closer to the western shipping lanes than either of us. Have you seen any Foundation movement?
Actually, yes. That's something I've been meaning to mention. About 3 days ago, I watched a Foundation patrol vessel pass my island heading southwest, moving fast. Running lights on, but no beacon signal broadcasting, which means they didn't want to be tracked on civilian maritime logs.
And since then?
Nothing. Haven't seen it come back. Haven't seen any vessel come from that direction at all.
Southwest would put it heading toward the Pelin corridor.
Yeah, it would.
I keep telling myself there's a rational explanation. Patrol vessels get reassigned, routes change, equipment gets diverted. But 3 days with no route sighting is a long time for a routine patrol.
The Foundation statement said protocols are active. Maybe the vessel is part of that.
Maybe. I just wish their idea of keeping us informed was more than a paragraph that says everything is fine.
It has always been this way, even before the population collapse. The Foundation does not share. It contains.
Which I understand philosophically. I do. But when it is people disappearing and not anomalies, it feels different.
It is different, or it should be.
Look, we can't do anything about it tonight. We have flagged it, it is logged, and we keep watching. That's what we can do.
Agreed. Let's not spiral. The GFO data is genuinely positive tonight. Hold on to that.
I'm going to keep monitoring the cluster relay channels through the night. If anything changes, I'll ping you both immediately. Otherwise, let's all check in properly in the morning. Get some sleep if you can.
You too, Megan. Both of you.
Good night. Try not to think too hard about the silence out there.
Easier said than done. Okay, something is wrong with the chat. Did either of you add someone overnight?
What? Add who?
There's a contact in here called EBS. No profile image, no registry tag, nothing. Just the name. I didn't add them.
Neither did I. I've been awake for 20 minutes, and that's the first thing I'm seeing. Let me try to remove them.
Tell me if it works.
I'm looking at it now. The account has no join timestamp either. It's just there, like it was always there.
The remove option is grayed out. I can't click it. I've tried 3 times.
Same on my end. I tried before I messaged you both.
That shouldn't be possible. We created this channel. All 3 of us have admin permissions.
I know.
Could it be a Foundation override? They have infrastructure-level access to most civilian communication channels.
I thought about that. But Foundation contacts always carry an official registry tag. Even their covert monitoring accounts have a back-end identifier. This has nothing. And I have a feeling the liaison channel won't have an answer for this one.
What do we do in the meantime? Just watch it?
I don't think we have much choice. We can't remove it and we can't trace it. So, yes. For now, we watch it.
If you can see this message, please remain calm. You may be experiencing unusual phenomena.
Okay. Well, that was unexpected.
Just watched it. That's it?
What exactly counts as unusual phenomena? That sentence does a lot of heavy lifting for something this vague.
It's strange, but it doesn't say much. Just that we may be experiencing something, which could apply to literally anyone at any moment. Has either of you had anything unusual this morning? Any of the symptoms type of thing?
I've had a headache since I woke up, but I slept terribly. I'm going to attribute that to 4 hours on a narrow cot and not to a mystery video.
Nothing on my end. I feel fine, just confused.
Fair enough. I feel fine too. The clip is strange, but I don't think we should read too much into one sentence.
Agreed. It's probably a test broadcast of some kind. Wrong channel, misdirected signal. These things happen with the relay infrastructure.
These phenomena include nausea, headaches, confusion, itchiness, and a pervading sense of paranoia.
All right, that list is oddly specific. Nausea, headaches, confusion, itchiness. That's not a general wellness check. Someone compiled that list deliberately.
The paranoia one is what caught me. Given that 2 islands have gone silent and a Foundation patrol vessel has been missing for days, describing paranoia as a symptom to look out for feels uncomfortably on the nose.
I don't think it's coincidence that the list is so precise. Each item is something you could plausibly be feeling right now, in this situation, under these circumstances. It feels engineered. Like the clip was made for this moment specifically, rather than broadcast generally.
Or it's a standard anomalous exposure checklist. The Foundation uses similar formats for post-incident assessments. Could still be a misdirected Foundation communication.
Maybe. But Foundation communications don't bypass admin permissions and sit invisibly in civilian science channels.
No, they don't.
I'm going to keep watching, but I want it on record that I don't like this.
Noted. For what it's worth, I don't like it either.
This paranoia takes the form of the belief that someone is in your house with you. Please take some time to walk around your house and confirm that nobody is there with you.
Okay, I walked the house. Every room. Storage closet, bathroom, the small room I use for equipment. Nothing. Nobody. But doing it made me feel absolutely ridiculous. Like I was being led around my own home by a video I didn't ask to receive.
I did the same. Found nothing. But I'll be honest, I hesitated outside the equipment room for a second before I opened the door, which is not something I'm proud of.
I did not get up. I refused to physically search my own home on the instruction of an account that shouldn't exist. That is where I draw the line.
Honestly, Nikki, that might be the more rational response. What did walking the house actually accomplish? Either there's nothing there, which there wasn't, in which case I wasted 2 minutes. Or there's something there that can generate this kind of broadcast, in which case walking around looking for it is probably not the correct strategy.
The clip is doing something specific, though. It's not warning us about something external. It's asking us to verify our immediate environment. That's a different kind of message.
It's redirecting attention inward, away from whatever is actually out there in the ocean, and toward our own homes, our own rooms, our own heads.
I pulled up the station feed while I was thinking. Ice is still there. That's something real. Something that isn't this.
Still nothing from Pellin and Grist. I kept the relay open overnight in case anything came through. Nothing did.
So we have a mystery account that can't be removed, a series of clips building towards something we can't identify yet, 2 islands that have gone dark, and a patrol vessel that hasn't come back. And it's not even 8 in the morning.
Welcome to the current state of the world, I suppose.
I'm going to make tea. And I'm going to wait, because I have a feeling EBS isn't finished.
No, I don't think EBS is finished either.
If you still feel concerned, please take some deep breaths and repeat out loud. There is nobody in the house with me.
Okay, so I watched that one, and I said the phrase out loud. Once. Sarcastically, I want to make clear. Very sarcastically. And then I sat there feeling strange about it for about 30 seconds, which I cannot fully explain.
I watched it twice. The first time to see what it was. The second time because something about the phrasing bothered me, and I wanted to identify what. I still can't articulate it exactly. The instruction is specific in a way that doesn't match the vagueness of the clips before it. Like the previous clips, we're building up to giving you something to do. And the thing they gave you is that sentence, said out loud, in your own voice.
That's it. That's why it felt strange. It wasn't just reading a sentence. It was using my own voice to say a specific thing in my own space. There's a difference, and I didn't register it until you said that, Megan.
I said it too. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. But what I'm more focused on is what EBS actually is. Because I've been thinking about it since the first clip, and I still cannot land on a satisfying explanation.
Foundation misdirect is still the most logical option.
Is it though? Foundation infrastructure broadcasts don't bypass admin permissions. We established that. And Foundation communications don't ask you to say things out loud in your own home. That is not a containment protocol format I have ever encountered.
What are the other options, if it isn't the Foundation?
Something that has access to civilian communication infrastructure at a level the Foundation doesn't publicly acknowledge, or something that operates outside the Foundation's architecture entirely.
I've been running a parallel trace on the account since the first clip came through. Started a side thread when Megan walked her house. The metadata returns nothing readable. Not redacted, not encrypted with a recognizable cipher. Just nothing. Like the account does not exist at the infrastructure level at all.
How is it sending video files if it doesn't exist at the infrastructure level?
That is exactly the question I cannot answer.
Could it be a relay anomaly? The way the deep ocean entities sometimes interfere with sonar and radio. Some of them produce electromagnetic signatures that bleed into communication channels.
The Foundation has documented cases like that, but those are usually noise, interference, static, not structured video files with coherent language and specific instructions.
Whatever EBS is, it knows how communication channels work. It knows how to format a message. It knows how to build a sequence. That is not passive electromagnetic bleed. That is intent.
I don't love that word in this context. Intent. It implies something is deciding to do this.
Yes, it does.
Please remember at all times that there is nobody in your home with you. It is vital that you truly believe this.
The repetition across multiple clips now feels less like reassurance and more like instruction. The first clip introduced the phrase in passing. Now it is being reinforced, repeated, consolidated. If you say something enough times across enough different messages, it stops being a statement and starts being a rule.
Megan, that is an unsettling way to frame it. But I think you're right.
It's conditioning. Basic repetition-based conditioning. The clips are not informing us. They are training us. Training us to default to that specific belief when our environment feels uncertain.
I've been writing down observations on each clip as they come through, trying to map the structure. The clips follow a progression. Establish discomfort, list symptoms, redirect attention inward, give an action, reinforce the action. That's a 5-step sequence with clear internal logic.
Which means whoever or whatever designed it understood how to move a person through a psychological state in stages. This was not improvised.
No, it wasn't.
I want to know what comes after reinforcement, because 5 clips in and we're still in the setup phase. Whatever this is building toward, we haven't reached it yet.
Which means more clips are probably coming.
Some anomalies are called pattern screamers and may not even exist unless someone believes that they do.
Okay, so pattern screamers are a real SCP classification. I've read about them. Not in full detail because most of the documentation is above civilian access tier, but they appear in the Declassified Foundation summary releases. The basic entry is that they are anomalous entities defined by belief-dependent existence, meaning they require acknowledgement or belief to manifest in any meaningful sense. Without that, the Foundation's position is that they may not exist at all in any conventional physical sense.
I found an image of what this supposed SCP looks like, and that's the full extent of what is publicly available. But Harold, think about what you just said. They exist if someone believes they do. And this clip series has spent 6 clips systematically building the specific belief that something is or is not in your environment. It has been asking us to think about it, repeatedly, in detail, with instructions. That is not a warning about pattern screamers. That is functionally the creation of the conditions required for one to exist.
Nikki, say that again slowly.
The clip series is not alerting us to the risk of a pattern screamer. The clip series is the mechanism. Every clip that tells us there is nothing in our homes, while asking us to think carefully about whether something is in our homes, is producing exactly the cognitive state a pattern screamer would need.
I need to step away from my screen for a moment.
Megan?
I'm fine. That realization is deeply uncomfortable, and I need a minute away from looking at this chat. I'll be back shortly. Don't let EBS send another clip before I'm back.
I don't think that's something I can actually control.
Harold, while Megan is away, how confident are you in the pattern screamer classification applying here?
Honestly, I don't know enough about the full documentation to say. The declassified summary is thin, but the logic Nikki laid out is hard to argue with. The structure of these clips matches what the basic entry describes, an entity that needs to be believed in, and a sequence of messages that has spent the better part of this morning making us think very carefully about whether something is here with us.
Yes, that is what concerns me, not the entity itself, but the elegance of the mechanism.
The ocean is very quiet this morning. I keep noticing it between messages. Usually there's at least some wave sound through the station walls. Today, it's just still.
Ours too. I thought it was just me.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I made the tea I mentioned earlier and stood outside for a few minutes. The air helped.
Good. Take all the time you need. EBS hasn't sent anything while you were away.
It's been quiet for a few minutes now, which I'm not sure is better or worse than when it's sending things.
I know what you mean. The gaps are almost worse, because you're just waiting.
If something is in your home with you, which there is not, then you may have to defend yourself.
Okay, that one is different. Did both of you catch that? Every clip before this one insisted repeatedly that nothing was wrong. Nothing in the house, nothing to worry about, no threat. And now this clip is saying if something is in your home, you may have to defend yourself. It's still wrapped in denial, still technically saying the threat doesn't exist. But the conditional is right there. If. It said if. That's a complete shift in tone, and I don't think it's accidental.
I watched it twice. The structure of that clip is what bothers me most. It's phrased as a hypothetical. If something is in your home, which there is not. But the hypothetical contains the instruction. Defend yourself. So the clip gives you the action while simultaneously telling you the action is unnecessary. You absorb both, the denial and the instruction. And because you've now been told to defend yourself in a context that claims there's nothing to defend against, you're in a state of prepared uncertainty, which is exactly where something like a pattern screamer would want you. It feels like each clip has been a step, and we've been walking them without realizing.
That's exactly what it feels like. A guided walk through a very specific sequence of mental states.
I want to be clear about something. I am not scared. I want to say that plainly. But I am analytically unnerved, and those are not the same thing. Fear would make me want to stop watching. What I'm feeling makes me want to understand the mechanism completely, because something built this sequence with a very specific outcome in mind, and I want to know what that outcome is before we reach it.
I think we're going to find out shortly regardless.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
Remember that there is nothing in your home which can hurt you. There is not a pattern screamer in your home.
Right. So now it's named it. The clip spends the whole sequence telling us there is not a pattern screamer in our homes. And in doing so, it says the words pattern screamer in relation to our homes multiple times. That is either very stupid or very deliberate. And given the precision of everything that has come before it, I don't think it's stupid.
Naming a thing is not the same as denying it. Linguistically, cognitively, the denial becomes secondary the moment the name is introduced. What your brain retains is the noun, not the negation around it. Pattern screamer. In your home. The rest is decoration.
They only exist if you believe in them.
I'm going to sit with that one for a moment.
Yeah. Okay. Having watched all 9 now, I want to try to say what I think we just went through, because I think it's important to name it clearly before we decide how to respond to it. Clip 1 establishes that you may be experiencing something unusual. Clip 2 lists what that something feels like in detail in language calibrated to things you are likely actually feeling. Clip 3 redirects your attention to your physical environment and asks you to verify it. Clip 4 gives you a phrase to say out loud in your own voice in your own space. Clip 5 reinforces that phrase through repetition. Clip 6 introduces the classification and tells you that these things only exist if believed in. Clip 7 introduces the conditional threat while maintaining the denial. Clip 8 names the entity directly inside the context of your home, then wraps it in negation. Clip 9 lands on the mechanism. They only exist if you believe in them. Each clip has been a step in a sequence designed to produce a very specific cognitive and emotional state. EBS wanted us to watch all 9. In order. From the beginning, this was not a misdirected broadcast. This was a delivery.
I agrees with everything you've said. And I also think we need to keep it in proportion. Because I've been sitting here thinking about what we actually know about pattern screamers from the declassified Foundation material. And then I've been thinking about what we know about SCP-3000. The world's serpent. More than half of all sea-related human deaths since the levels rose. That figure is documented. That is not speculation or a civilian estimate. That is Foundation-confirmed attribution. And that is one entity. SCP-3000 has made deep ocean travel functionally a death sentence. Not a risk. A death sentence. Entire trade routes no longer exist because of it. Islands are dying of famine in part because no supply vessel will attempt the crossings anymore. A pattern screamer that may or may not exist, depending on whether you believe in it, is not nothing. But it is not that.
No, it isn't. And you're right that context matters. The sequence EBS sent is sophisticated and strange, and I don't think we fully understand what it was trying to do. But when I put it next to everything else we're actually dealing with, it recedes somewhat.
We've received stranger warnings before, and more alarming ones. The Foundation issued that coastal proximity alert last spring that had everyone convinced something was surfacing near the eastern clusters. Nothing surfaced. Or if it did, the Foundation contained it before we saw evidence. This feels like a variation of that. Unsettling, worth noting, worth watching, but not the thing that ends us. The thing that ends us is inaction on the GFO. That's still the only actual lifeline any of us have.
Then let's get back to it. EBS can sit in the corner of the chat and do whatever EBS does. But the GFO doesn't pause for mystery broadcast.
Agreed.
3 weeks since the EBS thing. Figured it was time for a proper update. GFO output is up. Not dramatically, but measurably. The southern sector ice formations have expanded beyond last month's boundary markers. That's the current spread compared to where we were 6 weeks ago. The direction is still right.
That's genuinely good to see. The atmospheric readings on my end are holding consistent with sustained formation. Not accelerating the way we'd want, but not reversing either. Steady progress.
The coordination side is holding too. Most of the cluster leads I work with are still responsive. Supply chains are fragile but functional. People are tired, but they're still there.
Good. All of that is good. I want to hold on to that before I share the other part of the update.
How many this time?
3 more clusters. Gone dark over the past 3 weeks. No warning, no distress signal, nothing. Just silence.
3 clusters, not 3 islands.
3 clusters. Each one containing between 2 and 5 individual islands. So we're talking somewhere between 6 and 15 islands total, with no confirmed population numbers for most of them.
Has the Foundation said anything?
The same thing they always say. Containment and investigative protocols are active. Situation is under control. I have stopped expecting anything more specific than that.
I've been building a model over the past few weeks, plotting the disappearances against entity incident reports and timeline data. I want to share what I found because I think you both need to see it. But I also want to be clear that what I found is not good.
Show us.
The dotted line is where our models said we would be by now. The red and orange lines are where we actually are. Entity-related incidents are accelerating faster than any projection we built. Not incrementally faster, significantly faster. The curve has steepened in the last 6 weeks in a way that none of the models anticipated.
And the orange line. The island losses. That's steeper than I expected too.
Yes. And here is the part I want you both to pay attention to. Not all of the disappearances are entity-related. Several of them are now being attributed to inter-island violence. Supply ships that don't return because they were taken. Islands that go dark because the people on them turned on each other over food and water. The entities are killing people, but famine and desperation are killing people too. And those two things are feeding each other. Because every supply route the world serpent closes is another island that goes without. And every island that goes without is another situation that can spiral.
I've been seeing the same pattern in the coordination reports. Islands that were cooperative 6 months ago have stopped responding to cluster lead communications. Not because something took them, because they've closed themselves off, pulling inward, protecting whatever they have left. And I understand why. I understand completely. But it means the coordination structure we've been building is starting to fray at the edges.
Megan, I need to ask you directly. The Foundation's containment status updates, the ones they issue to science liaison channels. Have you seen any changes to those recently?
Yes, that's actually something I've been trying to figure out how to say. Over the past month, the Foundation has quietly downgraded its containment status on several mid-tier entities. Not publicly. The updates came through the liaison channel in a batch, formatted like routine administrative revisions. But if you read them carefully, the language has shifted from active containment to monitored status, from full protocol compliance to partial protocol maintenance. That's what a containment downgrade looks like in Foundation administrative language. They don't announce it. They just quietly change the wording and hope the people reading it don't notice.
How many entities are we talking about?
11 confirmed downgrades across the updates I've received. 11 entities that were previously under full active containment that are now sitting under reduced or partial protocols. Because the Foundation does not have the resources or the personnel to maintain what they had before.
That is the most frightening thing you have shared with this group. And I want to be precise about why. Because mid-tier does not mean minor. Mid-tier and Foundation classification still covers entities whose uncontrolled release would be catastrophic at a regional level. And if the Foundation is scaling back on mid-tier containment, then what is happening to their resources and attention that is pulling them away from it? The answer to that question is something much larger than mid-tier. And if the things they're pulling focus toward are the high-tier entities, the ones whose release is not regional but extinction level, then we are in a situation that is considerably worse than the graph Nikki showed us.
Harold is right. And I don't want to sit with that without saying the thing that follows from it directly. The GFO has to succeed. Not because it would be good if it succeeded, not because it would help, but because it is the only path forward that does not end with humanity ceasing to exist. If the sea levels stay where they are, there is not enough land. And without land, the foundation of everything collapses. Supply, cooperation, containment, everything. The GFO is not one option among several. It is the only option.
I know. I've known that for a long time. But hearing it said plainly still lands differently.
Then we keep working. That's the only response I have. We keep working and we don't stop.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I'm going to get back to the station data now. But before I do, I have something else I want to share. I received a forwarded message through the Northern Island Science Relay about an hour ago. I've been sitting on it while we talked because I wanted to get through the update first. But I think you both need to see this now.
What is it?
It's about a scientist on one of the Northern Islands. Someone named Dr. Shard. The relay summary says Dr. Shard has produced a formula. A genuine breakthrough by the sound of it. The details in the summary are thin, but the claim is specific enough that I don't think it's noise. I'm sending it now. Okay, new chat. Nikki, Megan, I've added Dr. Shard directly. Dr. Shard, these are the two colleagues I mentioned when I reached out through the relay. Nikki covers atmospheric analysis and environmental shift modeling. Megan handles coordination across the island clusters and monitors the GFO output from her station. Both of them have been working on this longer than I have. I've shared the relay summary with them already, but I'd like you to explain the breakthrough in your own words, if you're willing, directly from the beginning. Don't assume we've caught everything from the summary.
Of course. Thank you for making contact, Harold. And thank you both, Nikki and Megan. I'll be honest with you. I've been trying to get this in front of people who could actually use it for weeks. The Northern Island Science Relay is not exactly a high-traffic channel, so I'm glad this reached you.
We're glad it reached us too. The Riley summary on specifics. Please start from wherever you think the foundation of the argument actually is.
And don't skip the parts that seem obvious. The obvious parts are usually where the important thing is hiding.
That's a good instinct, and in this case, you're right. The thing everyone missed is obvious in retrospect, which is usually how these things go. The entire scientific effort since the sea levels rose has been focused on temperature. Reduce the temperature of the ocean, produce more ice, lower the sea levels. That logic is sound as far as it goes. The GFO is built on it, and the GFO is producing results. I want to be clear that I'm not dismissing the work. The work is real and it matters.
But
everyone has been so focused on temperature as the variable that nobody stopped to ask what else determines whether water freezes or boils. And the answer to that question is atmospheric pressure. That diagram is the core of it. At sea level, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. But if you climb to the summit of Mount Everest, the boiling point drops to roughly 53 degrees. Not because the water is different. Because the atmospheric pressure is dramatically lower at that altitude. Less pressure above the water means the molecules can escape into vapor at a much lower temperature.
I know this principle. Every atmospheric scientist knows this principle. But I'm already seeing where you're going, and I want you to keep going.
The reversal is the key. If lower atmospheric pressure decreases the boiling point of water, then higher atmospheric pressure increases it significantly. If you raise the global atmospheric pressure to a sufficient level, the boiling point of seawater climbs well above any temperature the ocean is currently capable of reaching, which means the ocean is suddenly operating at an enormous thermal deficit relative to its new threshold. The water doesn't need to cool down to freeze. It is already relative to its new boiling point, effectively cold. The freezing follows from the pressure change, not from a sustained cooling effort.
So instead of trying to pull the temperature down to the water, you push the threshold up to meet the temperature.
Exactly. You change the rules of the system rather than fighting the system as it currently exists. The GFO has been doing extraordinary work within the current rules, but the current rules are working against us. The ocean is vast and warm, and it resists cooling at every scale. Change the pressure and the thermal dynamics shift entirely. That's the modeled outcome if pressure is increased to the level the formula requires. The blue regions represent projected ice formation.
That coverage is. That would reduce sea levels by several miles.
if the model is accurate.
The model is conservative. I've run it against 11 different pressure temperature datasets. The variance between runs is narrow. I'm confident in the projection.
I believe you. I'm looking at the diagram and I believe the science. But the obvious question is how. You said the pressure increase required is beyond conventional engineering. How far beyond are we talking?
Far. The honest answer is that there is no surface-based or island-based infrastructure currently in existence or constructible within any realistic time frame that could produce the necessary pressure differential. The scale is simply too large. The atmosphere is too vast to be manipulated by anything humanity currently has access to through conventional means.
So the formula works. And the scale of what it requires is the problem.
That's where I've been stuck for the past several weeks. I have the mechanism. I don't have the instrument, which is why I've been trying to reach the foundation. Because if anything in the world could generate that kind of pressure output, it isn't a human-built system.
That's exactly why I reached out when the relay summary came through. Because the three of us have been thinking along the same lines. We knew the GFO was working, but we also knew it wasn't enough on its own. Not at the pace we need. Not given what's happening out there.
What is happening out there? The northern islands are relatively sheltered. We hear things but not specifics.
Islands are going dark. More than before and faster than the models predicted. The Foundation is downgrading containment on mid-tier entities because they're stretched too thin to maintain full protocols. People are starving on islands that can't receive supply runs because the deep ocean routes are closed. Because of SCP-3000. That is where we are.
I see. I had suspected it was bad. I didn't know how precisely.
Now you do. Which means you understand why the formula matters. Not abstractly. In terms of what happens if we don't find a way to implement it.
I understand completely.
I took that from the station window this morning. I keep watching the water. I think we all do. It used to feel like the ocean was the problem. Now I think the ocean is just the symptom. The pressure is the variable we were always missing.
Dr. Shard, I want to tell you something before we go any further. The three of us have a contact, someone who works directly with Foundation anomalous assets and has field knowledge we don't. Someone who might be exactly the bridge between your formula and whatever unconventional instrument the Foundation has access to. I should have brought this person into the conversation sooner, but I wanted to hear the formula from you directly first. I wanted to understand it before adding another voice to the room.
Who is the contact?
Her name is Queenie. She knows the Foundation's anomalous asset catalog in a way that none of us do. And if there is something in that catalog capable of producing the pressure output your formula requires, she will know about it. I'm going to reach out to her now. I'll make the introduction as soon as she responds.
Good.
I hope she has an answer, because I have run out of other directions to look.
So have we. But at least now we're all looking together.
Everyone, I've added someone new to the chat. Her name is Queenie. She works directly with the Foundation's Anomalous Asset Division. Field experience, cataloging direct contact with SCP material that none of us would have clearance to see through normal channels. I've known her for about 2 years through the Science Liaison Network. She's the most knowledgeable person I'm aware of when it comes to what the Foundation actually has access to, as opposed to what they're willing to tell civilian science teams. Queenie, I've brought you in because Dr. Shard has a formula that works. The science is solid. Nikki and Megan have both reviewed it, and I've gone through it twice myself. The problem is the scale of what implementation requires. We need something that can increase global atmospheric pressure beyond anything conventional engineering can produce. And we think the answer to that might be sitting somewhere in the Foundation's anomalous catalog.
Harold, thank you for bringing me in. Dr. Shard, Nikki, Megan. Good to meet all of you. I'll skip the pleasantries, because I don't think any of us have time for them. I've already seen the formula summary. Harold forwarded it when he reached out to me. I spent last night going through it alongside the Foundation's Restricted Asset Index. And I want to tell you something before I go any further. I came into this expecting to tell you the idea was promising but impractical. I did not expect to find an exact match, but I did.
An exact match? You're saying there is a specific asset in the Foundation's catalog capable of producing the output the formula requires?
Yes, there is. It is classified at a level above what I'm technically supposed to discuss outside Foundation internal channels. But given what Harold has told me about the situation and what I can see in Nikki's incident data, I'm going to make a judgment call. The asset is listed internally as the volcano. The volcano is a geothermal anomaly. It sits deep beneath the ocean floor in the region of the Mariana Trench. The Foundation has known about it for decades. It was identified during early deep ocean survey operations before the sea levels rose. At the time, it was classified and sealed because the Foundation's assessment was that activating it would produce atmospheric effects too large to model safely. They weren't wrong about the scale. They were wrong about the context.
What kind of vapor output are we talking about in terms of pressure differential?
The Foundation's own projection modeling puts full activation output at a global atmospheric pressure increase of a factor of 10 or more, possibly significantly more depending on activation duration. The models were built on incomplete data because nobody has been able to get close enough to take accurate readings in decades. But the lower bound estimate alone is 10 times current pressure.
10 times. That is more than sufficient. The formula requires an increase of roughly 6 to 7 times current base to trigger the full freezing cascade. At 10 times, the cascade would propagate faster than my most optimistic projection. The northern and southern ocean regions would begin large-scale freezing within days of activation. Not weeks, days.
That's extraordinary. That is genuinely extraordinary.
Queenie, this sounds like the answer. If the scale matches the formula and the asset exists and the Foundation has access to it, why hasn't this been done? Why is this still sitting in a classified file?
Because of where it is. Those red markers are Foundation-logged SCP-3000 interaction events. Every one of them represents a vessel or asset that encountered the world's serpent at that depth range. The volcano sits at a depth that puts any descending vessel squarely in the zone where SCP-3000 is most active. Not occasionally active, most active. The Foundation has not attempted a mission to that depth in several years, because the last 3 attempts did not return, not damaged, not with losses, did not return.
All 3.
All 3. The world's serpent treats that depth range as territory. We don't fully understand why. It may be drawn to the geothermal signature of the volcano itself. Or it may simply be that the depth concentrates everything SCP-3000 considers its domain. The reason doesn't change the reality. Getting to the volcano means going through water that has killed every vessel that has tried.
So the plan works. The science works. The asset exists and it matches what we need. And the only thing standing between us and doing it is that.
Yes, that is an accurate summary.
Queenie, I have to ask the question that I think everyone in this chat is already thinking. Is there anyone who would actually agree to make that dive? Knowing what is down there, knowing what happened to the 3 previous attempts.
I want to know that too, because I understand the stakes. I understand them completely. But understanding the stakes and agreeing to descend several hundred miles into water, where the world serpent is most active, those are 2 very different things. And I would not blame anyone for saying no.
I know people who would say yes. I want to be careful about how I say this because I don't want to make it sound easy. It isn't easy. And the people I'm thinking of would know exactly what they were agreeing to. They are not naive about what SCP-3000 does to vessels at that depth. But they are also people who have spent years operating in conditions that most individuals would not survive. And they understand the difference between a dangerous mission and a mission that matters. I'm going to make some calls. I'm not going to promise anything yet because I don't make promises I haven't confirmed. But I believe I can get you the people you need for this.
If you can, Queenie, if you can find people willing to do this, then we have an actual path, a real one, not a projection or a model or a formula sitting in a file, an actual path to ending this.
I took that about an hour ago, standing there looking at the water, knowing the volcano is down there somewhere, hundreds of miles beneath that surface, and SCP-3000 somewhere between here and it. The ocean doesn't look different knowing that. It looks exactly the same as it always has. That's the part I keep coming back to.
Make your calls, Queenie. We'll be here.
I'll come back to you as soon as I have something concrete. Don't go anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. We've got nowhere to go.
Everyone listed here has been added for a reason. Harold, Nikki, Megan, Dr. Shard, you know each other. The 3 new contacts are Fox, Delta, and Sita. I'm going to let them introduce themselves in a moment. But first I want to say what they are plainly, so that everyone in this chat understands who they're working with. These 3 are the most experienced deep operation commandos currently alive. That is not a figure of speech. I have worked with a great many capable people over the years. Fox, Delta, and Sita are in a category of their own. They have operated in conditions that most trained military personnel would not survive. They understand the mission parameters. They understand what lives at the depth they are being asked to reach, and they have agreed to go anyway.
Fox here. Queenie has given us the full brief. Dr. Shard's formula, the volcano, the depth, the escort fleet arrangement, all of it. We've reviewed it thoroughly. Delta and Sita and I have run through every variable we can model from the surface. The mission is viable. Dangerous but viable. We are ready to proceed.
Delta. Concur with Fox on all points. The escort fleet is arranged and confirmed. We have submarines accompanying the primary vessel down. Departure is set for early tomorrow morning. The fleet gives us coverage through the upper and mid-depth ranges. Whether that coverage holds at depth is a question we won't be able to answer until we're there. But we go with what we have.
Sita. I handle communications for the team. Standard deep water operations cut signal at a few hundred meters, which would leave you all blind for the most critical portion of the descent. I've modified a phone unit with a hyper-repeater relay system. It chains signal through a series of anchored relay buoys we'll deploy on the way down. Each buoy extends the range by a significant margin. The chain should hold well past the depth where conventional communication fails. In practical terms, it means I can keep this channel open from the ocean floor. You will be able to read our messages throughout the entire descent. I'll keep the channel active as long as the equipment holds.
That's remarkable. The hyper-repeater modification, I mean. I've seen proposals for similar systems on paper. I didn't know anyone had actually built one.
Most people haven't needed to. We have.
Fox, Delta, Sita. I want to say something on behalf of everyone in this chat who has been working toward this moment. We have been watching the world come apart for a long time. Islands going dark, supply routes closing, the foundation stretched past what it can hold. We've been building models and running projections and trying to find a path forward. And the path exists because of Dr. Shard's work. But the path only leads somewhere because of what the 3 of you are willing to do. I want you to know that we understand what you're agreeing to. We are not sending you into this without knowing what is down there.
We know you know. That matters.
More than you might think.
Please come back. I know that's not something any of us can promise anyone right now, but I wanted to say it anyway.
Noted. Megan, we'll do our best.
I've spent weeks trying to find someone who could take the formula from theory to application. I didn't know what that would look like when I started. I didn't imagine it would look like this. 3 people agreeing to descend to the deepest reachable point in an ocean that has been killing everything that enters it. In order to activate an anomalous geothermal asset that the Foundation sealed decades ago, because nobody could safely model what it would do. What you are doing is the most important thing any human being has done since the seas rose. I mean that without any qualification.
Then we'd better not waste it.
Agreed.
We board the primary vessel in a few hours. I'll keep the channel open from the moment we begin descent. If anything changes in the plan or the parameters, message us before departure. After that, we're committed to the dive regardless.
The Foundation has been notified of the mission parameters at the appropriate clearance level. They are not formally sanctioning it, but they are not blocking it either, which, given the current state of their resources, is the closest thing to approval we were going to get.
I've been watching the water since you added the new context, Queenie. Couldn't sleep. It looks the same as it always does. That's the thing that keeps striking me. It just looks like the ocean.
It always looks like the ocean, right up until it doesn't.
We're boarding now. The escort fleet is in position. Relay buoys are loaded and ready for sequential deployment. I'm keeping this channel open. You'll hear from me when we begin the descent.
Thank you, all of you, for finding the formula, for finding the path, for making the call to actually try.
What Fox said. See you on the other side of this.
We'll be here.
Every message.
Every single one.
Descent has begun. Deploying first relay buoy now. Signal is strong. The escort fleet is in formation around the primary vessel. The water above us is already closing off the sky. I'll check in at regular intervals. You have the channel.
Confirmed. We're here.
Reading you clearly.
We're not going anywhere.
Second buoy deployed. Depth is increasing steadily. The water changes color as you go down. Most people don't think about that. At the surface, it's dark blue. 100 meters down, it's something closer to gray. Below that, it stops being a color you have a good word for. Third buoy down. Signal holding.
Sita, how is the pressure reading inside the vessel?
Normal. The hull is rated for this depth range. The escort submarines are running parallel on either side. Formation is clean. Fox and Delta are running checks on the deployment system. The nuke is secured and confirmed ready. Everything is nominal so far.
Good. Keep them coming.
Sita, what's the visibility like at current depth?
Low. The escort lights carry maybe 20 meters in any direction. Beyond that, it's just dark. The kind of dark that makes you aware of how much space is around you. That is what it looks like out here right now. The escort to our port side. The rest is just dark.
I'm going to be honest with you, Sita. That image is one of the most frightening things I've ever seen. And I live on an island surrounded by water that contains the world's serpent.
It's different when you're in it. Fourth buoy deployed. Signal still strong. We're making good time. I need to report something.
Sita, what's happening?
SCP-3000. It's here. The sonar picked it up about 4 minutes ago. We didn't want to send until we were certain of what we were seeing. We're certain now. It came from below us, rising toward the fleet. That return is SCP-3000. The fleet in the upper portion of that image. That's us.
How many of the escorts are still with you?
Fewer than before. I'm going to be honest. Roughly half the fleet is gone. We heard it more than saw it. The sonar returns just disappeared, one by one and then several at once. The primary vessel wasn't hit. Fox and Delta are both uninjured. The deployment system is intact. We're continuing the descent.
Sita.
We're continuing, Harold. That was always the answer if this happened. We all knew that before we boarded. Fifth buoy deployed. Signal is holding. We're still going down.
Sita, is the Serpent still on sonar?
Yes. It's still there, below us and to the south. Not approaching at the moment, just present. Watching, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word for what something like SCP-3000 does, but that is what it feels like from in here.
I've been watching the depth feed since you started the descent. I didn't know what else to do with my hands, so I've just been watching the numbers.
We all are, Megan, in one way or another.
6th buoy deployed. Signal holding. The dark down here is different from the dark at the upper depths. I don't have a better way to describe it than that. It's just different. We're still going down. Still descending. 7th buoy deployed. Signal is holding, but it's thinner than before. The repeater chain is long now. Each link adds latency. You may notice a slight delay on messages from this point. SCP-3000 is still on sonar. Hasn't moved significantly in the last hour. It's sitting below and south of us. We've been trying not to think about what it's doing down there.
Sita, we're reading you. How is the vessel holding?
Hull pressure is within rated tolerance. The remaining escort submarines are still with us. 3 left from the original fleet. They've held formation well. Fox and Delta are quiet. The kind of quiet that means focused, not scared. Or if scared, not letting it matter.
How far to the volcano?
Getting close. The geothermal signature has been growing on our instruments for the last 40 minutes. At first, it was faint enough that we second-guessed whether we were reading it correctly. Now it is not faint.
Sita, when the signature becomes strong enough to confirm visual range on sonar, tell us immediately.
You'll know when we know. 8th buoy deployed. Still going down. We have it. The volcano is in view. That's it. It's been sitting dormant for decades, and it's still producing that much ambient heat. Fox has confirmed the nuke's deployment system is armed. Delta is running the final targeting sequence now. We are making our final approach.
Sita, the targeting window needs to place the device as close to the central vent as possible.
Indeed, the closer to the vent, the more efficiently the detonation couples with the geothermal chamber beneath it. Even a small deviation in placement will reduce output, and we need every fraction of that output.
Delta has the coordinates. He's had them since before we boarded. He knows what he's doing. Trust him.
I trust him. I just needed to say it.
I know. Stand by. I need to tell you something before we launch. Something that happened during the final approach. When SCP-3000 took the first half of the fleet, one of the escort submarines came apart less than 40 meters from our port side. We didn't register the damage at the time. There was too much happening, and the hull breach alarms weren't flagging anything critical. But during the approach descent, Fox found it. Shrapnel from the destroyed escort. It penetrated the fuel section, not catastrophically. The vessel is intact and pressurized, but the fuel reserves are gone. We cannot ascend.
Wait, but...
Harold, don't. We know what it means. We've known for the last hour. We talked about it, the 3 of us, Fox and Delta and I, and we agreed that the answer was the same as it always was. We go forward. We complete the mission. That's all there is to say about it.
Sita.
Megan, I know. But listen, we are at the volcano. We are here. 3 people in a vessel at the bottom of an ocean that tried to stop us the entire way down. And we are here. That has to mean something. But anyway, we're launching now. Delta has confirmed final targeting lock. Fox is on the deployment trigger. Stand by. Nuke has been launched. Deployment confirmed. It's in the vent. Detonation confirmed. The activation sequence has begun. The instruments are going wild. Pressure readings inside the geothermal chamber are climbing faster than our sensors can track. The thermal output from the upper vent has increased visibly in the last 30 seconds. There she goes. Dr. Shard, it's working. I can see it from here.
Sita, I'm reading the pressure differential shift on my surface instruments already. The atmospheric readings are moving.
It's working.
Fox wants to say something.
It's been an honor, everyone.
What Fox said. Every bit of it.
The signal is beginning to degrade. The repeater chain is at its limit. I can feel it in the latency. Harold, Nikki, Megan, Dr. Shard, Queenie. We hope this works. This is humanity's final chance, and we were glad to be the ones who got to try. Make it count.
Rest in peace, you guys. You're heroes. I've been watching the atmospheric pressure gauge on the station console for the past 4 hours. I haven't moved from this chair. The readings have been climbing since about 40 minutes after Sita's last transmission. Slowly at first, then faster. I want to be precise about this. The highest atmospheric pressure ever recorded at this station before today was during a major storm system 2 winters ago. The current reading is already past that, and it is still climbing. I've never seen the needle sit that far along the dial.
My station is showing the same. The pressure differential across my atmospheric sensors has moved further in the last 3 hours than it typically moves across an entire season. I keep checking the calibration because the number looks wrong. It isn't wrong. The instruments are reading correctly. The pressure is just actually that high and still rising.
How long until we see surface temperature effects?
If the activation output matches what the Foundation's lower bound projection suggested, we should begin seeing measurable temperature drops in the northern and southern ocean surface sectors within 40 to 60 hours of activation. Possibly sooner. The pressure increase is already significantly exceeding what I modeled for the conservative scenario, which means the thermal cascade may propagate faster than even my most optimistic projection.
Then we watch, and we document everything. Every reading, every timestamp, every sensor shift. All of it goes on record.
Agreed.
Already logging.
I need to share something with all of you. Because I've been staring at this data for the past 2 hours and I want independent eyes on it before I say what I think it means. That is the surface temperature data for the northern and southern ocean sectors. 48 hours post-activation. The downward curve begins at the 6-hour mark and it has not leveled. It is still dropping. The rate of decline in both sectors exceeds Dr. Shard's most optimistic modeled projection by a considerable margin. This is not within the expected range. This is beyond it.
Nikki, I'm looking at the same numbers through the northern relay feed. You're right that it exceeds the projection. What I believe is happening is that the pressure increase is coupling with the existing GFO output. The GFO has been producing sustained low-level cooling across both sectors for months. The pressure change is not working against a neutral baseline. It is working with a system that was already primed. The two effects are compounding. That is why the rate exceeds the projection. The formula is working exactly as the science said it would. It is simply working faster because of everything that came before it.
Everything we've been doing for months. All the GFO work. It wasn't wasted. It was laying the ground for this.
That is precisely what it was doing. And none of you stopped. Even when the situation was as bad as it was, you kept the operation running. That matters as much as the formula does.
We all did our part, including the people who can't be in this chat anymore to hear it.
I have something from the Foundation. Formal communique arrived an hour ago. I'm going to relay the relevant section directly. Foundation Global Monitoring Division confirms sustained and accelerating ice formation across northern and southern ocean surface regions. Current coverage estimate exceeds 30% of total monitored ocean surface. Sea level reduction as a direct result of confirmed ice mass accumulation is measured at several miles below the pre-activation baseline. Rate of reduction continues, further updates to follow. That is the Foundation confirming it in writing. 30% of the ocean surface, several miles of sea level reduction, and the rate of reduction continues. This is not a projection. This is a measurement.
Several miles. Do you understand what that means in terms of land?
We'll finally have space again. The northern and southern regions are already showing continuous landmass formation. Several island clusters that have been isolated for years are now within projected connection range. The models show continued sea level reduction over the coming years if the pressure increase holds. And based on the geothermal data Dr. Shard has been monitoring, it is holding. Humanity has enough land to survive, enough to rebuild. That is what the numbers say.
I've been sitting here trying to find something wrong with the projection, because that is what scientists do. We look for what's wrong before we let ourselves believe what's right. I can't find anything wrong with it. The formula works. The pressure is holding. The ice is forming. The land is coming back.
I need to share something from my station. I've been watching the monitoring feed since last night, and I kept waiting for it to look different, more dramatic somehow. Like there should be some visible sign that everything has changed. But it just looks like the ocean pulling back. Very slowly, very quietly. That shelf has been underwater for longer than I've been at this station. I've never seen it before. It's just rock. Old dark rock with tide pools forming in the hollows. But it's there, and it wasn't there yesterday.
I've been watching my feeds too, and I want to show you both something. Those two islands. They've been separate since before any of us started this work. There's land between them now. It's not much. It's a ridge barely above the waterline. But it's there. Two islands that were apart are now connected. And that's going to keep happening. Slowly and then not slowly. More and more of it.
Yes, it is.
The Foundation is already beginning to reassess containment resource allocation based on the sea level projections. More land means more stable infrastructure. More stable infrastructure means more capacity to maintain containment protocols. The two problems were always connected. The sea level crisis was feeding the containment crisis. Address one and you begin to address both. It will take years, but it's no longer a question of whether humanity survives. It's a question of what we build.
I keep thinking about that. What we build. And then I think about the three people who made the building possible. And I don't have words for it that feel adequate. I've been trying to find them since Sita's signal dropped, and I still don't have them. Fox and Delta and Sita went down there knowing exactly what was waiting for them. Knowing what had happened to every vessel that tried before them. And they went anyway, because the stakes were what they were. And they understood that completely. None of this happens without them. Not the pressure increase, not the ice, not the land, not any of it. None of it.
None of it.
None of it.
None of it.
I've been thinking about what you said, Harold. About not having words that feel adequate. I don't have them either. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure their names are remembered properly, not in a Foundation communique that buries them in administrative language, not in a footnote somewhere. Their names, what they did, what it cost, and what it gave back. Every island that reconnects, every coastline that comes back, every person who gets to stand on land that wasn't there before. That is because of them. Humanity's saved